Hello students, I welcome you all for today's session. Today we are going to continue the previous chapter what we have dealt, that is when people rebel 1857, and after this is the second part of this chapter. Now let us begin with the topic from Meerut to Delhi on 20 March 1857. A young soldier, Mangal Pandey, was hanged to death for attacking his officers in Barakpur. Some days later, some sepoys of the regiment at Meerut refused to do the army drill using the new cartridges, which were suspected of being coated with the fat of cows and pigs. 85 sepoys were dismissed from service and sentenced to 10 years in jail for disobeying their officers. This happened on 9 March 1857. The response of the other Indian soldiers in Meerut was quite extraordinary. On 10 May, the soldiers marched to the jail in Meerut and released the imprisoned sepoys. They attacked and killed British officers. They captured guns and ammunition and set fire to the buildings and properties of British and declared war on the Firangis. The soldiers were determined to bring an end to their rule in the country. The sepoys of Meerut rode all night of 10 May to reach Delhi in the early hours next morning. As news of their arrival spread, the regiments stationed in Delhi also rose up in rebellion. Again, British officers were killed, arms and ammunition seized, buildings set on fire. Triumphant soldiers gathered around the walls of the Red Fort, where the Badshah lived, demanding to meet him. The emperor was not quite willing to challenge the mighty British power, but the soldiers persisted. They forced their way into the palace and proclaimed Bahadur Shah Jafar as their leader. Bahadur Shah Jafar wrote letters to all the chiefs and rulers of the country to come forward as united to fight the British. The single step taken by Bahadur Shah had great implications. The Mughal dynasty had ruled over a very large part of the country. Most smaller rulers and chieftains controlled different territories on behalf of the Mughal ruler. Threatened by the expansion of British rule, many of them felt that if the Mughal emperor could rule again, they too would be able to rule their own territories once more. under Mughal authority. The British had not expected this to happen. They thought the disturbance caused by the issue of the cartridges would die down. But Bahadur Shah Jafar's decision to bless the rebellion changed the entire situation dramatically. Often when people see and alternative possibilities, they feel inspired. It gives them the courage, hope and confidence to act. Now let us move on to the next topic, that is the rebellion spreads. Regiment after regiment mutinied and took off to join other troops at nodal points like Delhi, Kanpur and Lucknow. After them, the people of the towns and villages also rose up in rebellion and rallied around local leaders, zamindars and chiefs who were prepared to establish their authority and fight the British. Nana Sahib, who lived near Kanpur, gathered armed forces and expelled the British garrison from the city. He proclaimed himself Peshwa. He declared that he was a governor under Emperor Bahadur Shah Jafar. Rani Lakshmibai joined the rebel forces along with Tatya Tope. You can see here the pictures of heroes of the revolt who joined together to rebel against the British rule. Rani Lakshmibai, Begum Hazrat Mahal, Nana Sahib, Tatya Tope, Mangal Pandey, Kunwar Singh, Bahadur Shah Jafar in different places. Let's see. Many new leaders joined this revolt, such as British Quadri, son of Awadh King, Wajid Ali Shah, and Begum Hazrat Mahal, Rani Avantibai Lodhi of Ramgarh, Bug Khan, a soldier from Bareilly, Kunwar Singh of Bihar. The British were greatly outnumbered by the rebel forces. They were defeated in a number of battles. This convinced the people that the rule of the British had collapsed for good and gave them the confidence to take the plunge and join the rebellion. A situation of widespread popular rebellion developed in the region of Awadh. Many new leaders came up, for example, Ahmadullah Shah, a Malvi from Faizabad, prophesied that the rule of the British would come to an end soon. He caught the imagination of the people and raised a huge force of supporters. He came to Lucknow to fight the British. In Delhi, religious warriors came together to wipe out white people. Bab Khan, a soldier from Bareilly, took charge of a large force of fighters who came to Delhi. He became a key military leader of the rebellion. In Bihar, an old zamindar, Kunwar Singh, joined the rebel sepoys and battled with the British for many months. Leaders and fighters from across the land joined the fight. So we have, dear students, with this presentation I hope some of the topics are clear to you. It was about the fight began against the British rule. The people, the kings and other people, different parts of the country came together, joined and revolt against the British rule. And gradually some of the parts they were succeeding, yet they continue to fight against the British too, so that their British rule will be end soon in the future. Yes students, let us bind up this class for today, and remaining part will be continued in the future. So thank you once again.